See, the panic here was we get hit by lightning, and I've been going through sweating like a crazy human for the last week and a half,
Without
and
AC.
the internet goes down, and I'm like, what else could go wrong?
Mm.
Uh, I was literally just going to say, I thank God I was born when I was,
I,
because AC was made in 33. So that means my parents had been around without air conditioning.
right.
Good God, why? Why? Oh my God.
You know,
You're from St. Louis, right? And also New Orleans
New Orleans
and
and
Texas.
Austin. Yeah, yeah.
Two of the
So
humidiest, is that
yeah,
a word? Hottest
yeah,
places on the planet.
yes, and worse now than they used to be. So
Were you ever without AC?
oh my God. So the house I grew up in, it was a big thing. Think about some of the big houses you see in St. Paul or whatever, but
Oh yeah.
divided into apartments, right? So we
Yeah.
lived in an apartment in a big old house. And so,
Yep.
no, there was no central air thing of any sort. We had little gas fireplaces. And at a young age, I learned how to turn on the gas and light a match and throw it in there.
Thanks, Dad. Wow. Anybody
And
call
then,
Child Protective Service? That's not happening today. Oh, that's funny.
yeah, I also, of course, rode around in cars without car seats and seatbelts. And then we had window units, and my mother was like, never run the window unit because it costs so much money. But of course, it's New Orleans in the
Yeah.
summertime, so you turn the window unit on. So when I moved to Austin and lived in a kind of a high-rise dorm with elevators and
Yeah.
all the windows were hermetically sealed, so I was like, oh, Nirvana.
They got him in sky camps. Can I?
Thank
We're
God I
way
live in a
off.
dorm.
We're way off because of what happened here to start this thing. But would you and your husband like to go into business with me? What I can believe now is a $1,000,000 business that no one is doing, as far as I know. You
Do
see the
tell.
commercial for those guys, and I'm not going to remember what the perfect service, whatever it's called, when you get water damage in your home
Oh,
and they
yeah.
run out and they vacuum it up and make it like
Right.
new, right?
Right.
AC guys need a side hustle like that. And what I mean by that, hey, Al,
Oh, yeah.
your AC is going to be down for 4 or 5 days. We got to order one, get it delivered, and then put it in. What do? You get some college kids. I mean, what's those cheap little units called? Dorm units that you got. I bought one for one of my kids for $100, right? Didn't
Like
have
a little AC unit.
Yeah,
A
just
little
little one you got to
small.
plug in. It works off of your regular AC. You get a couple college kids to start ACs R Us or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
$400 investment. Buy four of them because I had a pretty big house. And you say, hey, Al, you go. You don't worry about it. We hear your AC's down. Call the 800 AC guys. They come in, four college kids, just put them in the windows, upstairs, downstairs, where everybody's comfortable enough,
Right. And sleep. Right.
and I pay you $400.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I just on very first one, I just paid for my cost to the business,
Right.
and everyone after that, you're making money. How is not this not a? Why is it not happening? And I'll tell you what, insurance companies will pick that up. They're going to say, hey, if you buy the extra $500 plan, you got the AC backup, guys. How is this not being done, Susan? This is,
There
oh
you
my
go.
God, has it been
That.
uncomfortable 4 days?
Yeah. I hear you. Mhm.
Don't you? Isn't this a brilliant idea?
I think that is an excellent idea.
$1,000,000 idea come out of this program. Somebody, if
There
you're
you
going to
go.
get into it, let me know. I'll just come up with the names with you. I don't know why that's not happening. I would have.
Yeah.
You told me the first night it got done. Somebody's doing this for $400, 500,
Right.
$1,000. I
Right.
think I'm
Right.
in. I don't.
Yeah.
You just not going
Right.
to pay pet food next month, honey. We're buying this. We're getting it.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
miserable.
Yeah. No,
All
definitely.
right.
No, we have our place up in Lutzen, and we're like a third of a
The
mile.
bear park.
The Bear
Yes.
Place, yes, yes. And we're a third of a mile away from, I believe, the world's greatest air conditioner, Lake Superior. And it helps make that climate much more temperate
Oh yeah.
relative for Minnesota. So in the winter, it keeps it a little warmer down by the shore, and in the summer, it
Yeah. A
keeps it a
little
little
cool.
cooler, unless the wind is blowing from the wrong direction, and then it's plenty hot. And we don't have air conditioning there. Like a lot of houses up there don't have air conditioning because you never need it except a few
No,
days out of the year.
no. You're going to have a
Few days out of
place
the year.
up north. The husband ponies up, get a window jobby, get it in there
Well,
for the
we're
5 days
we're
you need it. You got to love it.
we're
No.
literally actually talking about it for that very reason, because he was doing a bunch of work last time we were up there, and he could never cool off. because
Oh,
it used to be you could go sit out on the screen porch and the breeze comes, and it's like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
already, just in the years we've been there, which isn't many, it's
This is
already too much.
this is
Yeah.
another reason to call the AC guys.
Yeah.
They'll come up for the week. Your husband's working that week. Put in a couple air conditioners. Let them run. Come take them back out.
Mhm.
Call the AC guys. Real quick, I end up
Uh-oh.
making swamp AC units. You probably heard of this down there. Get a fan, get a
Oh,
bucket, pour mass. I bought 80 pounds of
nice.
ice in the last 4 days.
Did you
And
do it?
all day. Anything to make Mrs. Travis
Right.
happy. We're so miserable. And I said, this isn't going to make it feel like air conditioning.
I love how you're throwing her under this warm bus, but okay.
Well, as long as I had it, I'm sitting next to her on the fan. Massive pile of ice, and it cools down. You feel cooler. I don't care what they say. It feels better. It was still hot as all get out, but yeah, you had never done a swamp cool.
You have nope, never.
Not how we're going to start this. Not anything we're going to talk about. On the other side, you're busy working with the whole internet news deal. We'll talk about that coming up right after this on the Al Travis Show.
Braver Angels Minnesota is part of a national movement that brings together conservatives, liberals, independents, and others to restore trust, respect, and goodwill in politics. We seek not to eliminate our differences, but rather deal with them head on, with respect and understanding. We do not try to change people's views, but how they view the other side. There will always be differences. Braver Angels Minnesota believes the best way forward is to change how we deal with those differences. Join the civil conversation at mn.braverangels.org.
This year, the magic is calling you like never before. Craft your own magic at the Wicked Wand Workshop and race for glory at the Ninja Warrior Challenge. Feast on hearty turkey legs and cheer on live combat jousts. There's something for everyone in our magical village. Bring your family, bring your friends, and create memories that will last through the ages. The Minnesota Renaissance Festival, weekends August 16th through September 28th. Don't miss the adventure. Get your tickets at renaissancefest.com.
It's nice to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
I know a big dog at the Woodbury Internet News, Wind. Is that right?
Woodbury Newsnet.
WNN.
WNN, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You
But
are
we
busy
pronounce
work.
it Wind just to confuse you.
Maybe that's why it's stuck in my head. When I get a thing in there, it doesn't come out very easily. It doesn't
Me
get
too.
fixed.
I'm the same.
Right.
Yep.
So what were you doing with the Win yesterday?
So yesterday, there's obviously been coverage of it. in the state media that the primary was held in Speaker Hortman's district, which obviously is hard for a lot of us. But obviously representation and governing goes on, and so it's important we're doing this. But also last night, and nobody's talked about this because nobody pays attention, which is why we need institutions like the Woodbury Newsnet. The Senate DFL, we're Senate District 47, held our convention, endorsing convention, because both of our House members were running for the seat. And so I attended. I'm not a delegate. And for those folks who are listening, the endorsing process in Minnesota can get a little arcane, and it's all party driven. There's only one Republican running. There's only one Republican who filed, so they don't have to go through this, but both our DFL House members did. And so what they do is you don't start over with new delegates. You use the delegates. And so in our case, we had delegates a year ago, so it's that same pool, and they got postcards saying, come to the convention, here's the location and the time, we will be doing our endorsing. And so I attended. I was not a delegate last time. I've sort of been in political recovery, as I think you understand.
That's saying a lot, I'll tell you.
And so I was not a delegate, but I did want to go. I wanted to just watch and be there with people I've worked with over the years and see it in action. And I also knew we were going to have a reporter there covering it. And I wanted to be there to, talk to her and see if she had any questions on background and process. And I was going to take pictures. And so while I was there, I was taking pictures, and I ended up, and I don't use my Twitter account anymore, and I don't call it by that other name, which I think is the worst marketing idea ever, but just my opinion. But so I was live tweeting the results and the process as it was going on. So I was the only live coverage of the endorsement process in this particular race that people have paid attention to over the past year and a half.
I did miss that. I want to talk now because we brought this up, but we aren't going to have time on the other side. Somebody remind me. Let's talk with the senator about what I thought was really low turnout in the Hortman deal, because you aren't going to get any more press about what's going on. It's a primary, it's all that, but that says something, and I want to talk about the other side. But real quick, I don't want to talk people out of becoming delegates and stuff, because this is the system we have here.
Right.
But 100 years ago, Jimmy Hagedorn was running. I was friends with Jimmy, and hell yeah, you should go through the sign up and be the guy. So I spent a full Saturday over here in this little building with a bunch of rock solid, rock rib. These are the people that run this, this Republican Party. Now, I'm a right winger. Can we talk sports a little? Is there anything else for the day? No. Then you got to get voted to the next thing. And who are we sending up there? The most rock rib of the rock rib guys. They're going up there. And I got done. I said, Jim, I'm out. I would like to see the whole process. So I literally went as a guest to all the process, all the way up the state thing.
Right.
This isn't common man stuff going on.
Nope, it's not. It's not. Well, and I will say I am a strong supporter of switching from the caucus and convention system to a primary. And because, what I've observed happen, and I'm not just speaking about my district, but, people will, and there are accusations, and I don't know if they're all founded or not, but that's some of what went on in Minneapolis in this recent mayoral situation, right? That people will, use the rules for delaying tactics if they feel like they've got the delegates who are going to stick through it longest. So if you've got people who are older and have health issues or disability issues, or people with little kids and childcare, never mind that.
I got Survivor I got to get home to. I think that was mine. I'm not staying past 9.
Right. And so it makes it it makes it inaccessible, like literally for some people, just emotionally and intellectually for others, and so I do think that, and I get, the difference is, like, one of the arguments that's been made for the convention and caucus process is it makes it easier entry in lower stakes races and that kind of thing. When I ran, I didn't think about running until March 12th of 2012, and I was endorsed on March 31st. That's how quickly I pulled the beginning of my campaign together, and with no money and all that, and I got endorsed right away. So there are pros and cons. Right.
Yeah, there are
exactly.
pros and cons, but currently I think it is set up that those that are into it and want it, they're running things, and I don't know if I like that a lot. I got to go to break. We'll be back on the other side, but remind me, let's talk about the turnout for these elections from yesterday. Is that fair enough?
Yes. Yes.
She's Senator Susan Kent. We love having her on the program. More right after this.
Dust from gravel roads and driveways does more than make your car dirty inside.